As things change in the video game industry and some things remain amazingly the same, there is one standard that I can point to that has remained consistent above all others. Above EA being shit, above microtransactions and loot boxes being exploited, above AAA games being released in a buggy, broken, unplayable state. There is one constant that everyone can agree on in the video game industry. Community managers are shit! I don't know when this happened. I really don't. I don't know when this job went from being sort of the joke of the video game industry to the absolute antithesis of what video gamers want and expect to see. This job used to be just the normal, hey guys, I'm the moderator of this forum kind of job, all the way to dictating what should be in a game to the detriment of the game and as the exact opposite of what the customer base wants. They seem to have gone from trying to appease the customer to doing everything they can to piss off the customer. I don't know when this transition happened, but it happened quickly and it's been consistent ever since. Community managers have been absolute poison to video game companies over the last several years, and it just keeps getting worse and worse. The biggest example that happened right now, and the reason I made this video, is because there is a YouTuber, Arch Warhammer. He predominantly makes videos about Warhammer 40k lore and strategy video games like the Total War series, sometimes Civilization, other games within that sort of vein. Well, he's been one of the bigger critics of Creative Assembly, whose standards have fallen below the crust of the earth. And one of his more recent videos about Creative Assembly was that there was a mod that replaced the generic, bland-looking women generals in their newest game, Total War 3 Kingdoms, with pictures of, drawings of, Asian women in lingerie, you'd probably call it. There was no slit shown. There are no nipples perking out. There's nothing in it. It is, at worst, women in lingerie. A community manager for Creative Assembly threw a hissy fit and got that mod taken down for not breaking Creative Assembly's rules. I am not kidding. When it has been pointed to what rule he allegedly broke, people have gone to the guidelines and looked and gone, what rule? There's no rule here against what he did. He didn't do anything bad according to your own rules. And this has been pointed out time and time again, and every time it's been pointed out, oh, well, you're misogynists. Because community managers. So, after that, he redid the mod and put them in more clothing, and that was thought to have fixed the situation, but it's been since found out that he's had his access restricted and he's not been allowed to get to the mod tools, and Creative Assembly has just like nuked his account and all this kind of stuff. It's amazing that this happened, all because one community manager threw a fucking hissy fit. And that's not even the worst of it yet. That's not even what inspired this video. That's just the lead up to it. Just a couple days ago, there was a live stream that Creative Assembly was having. And on their live stream, as it was ending, the community manager, who was one of the two people on there, ended it by saying, and I'm slightly paraphrasing here, alright, have a good time, and Arch Warhammer is a dickhead. Cut out. Stunning and brave. Maybe next time this guy will actually have the balls to insult someone 20 seconds before he's out the door, rather than 5. You can imagine where this goes from here. Creative Assembly, a couple days later, issued a non-apology, not even stating Arch's name. Arch never asked for this. He actually made a video showing that this happened and was just laughing his ass off. He was having a hoot. It was fucking hilarious. Because in his mind, he's like, why the fuck is a multi-million-dollar company pissed off at a random asshole YouTuber? What the fuck is going on here? Where are their priorities? And then the gaming media covered it because, of course, they would. Because it's a slow news day, and they twisted it in such a way that it's somehow Arch's fault for the one being insulted. This doesn't shock me, considering this seems to be the gaming media's modus operandi. The garbage human is the one that is bad for being a garbage human and existing. Somehow. Okay. It's shit like this that makes me wonder how the fuck the community manager position exists in this modern age. It really does. The biggest example that I can remember that's happened in the last few years, and I'm pretty sure as soon as I say it, everyone is going to remember it. The community manager for Mighty Number 9. Oh god, there was a 3-ring circus. This woman got to her position, we found out months later, because she was sleeping with one of the developers. She then got fired after her and the developer broke up. What a shock, I'm sure. But this happened too late, because by then the game had been changed to what she wanted it to be rather than what the community wanted to be. Here's how bad she was. One of the backer rewards for Mighty Number 9 was access to the forums. She was banning people from the forums effectively for not kissing her ass and agreeing with her on 100% of everything that she said. That's it. They didn't break any rules. They didn't do anything wrong. A backer reward was taken away from them because people wouldn't kiss her fucking ass. And people wonder why I think community managers are poisonous. Every time you hear about a game company doing something horrible, it can almost always be traced back to the community manager did a thing. If they aren't the cause of it, they are making it worse. I don't get what the purpose of this position is anymore. It seems to just be making things worse, if not starting all of it. And then the few times where the community manager is good, like they actually understand the audience, they have fun with the audience. CD Projekt Red's community manager, he got fired because the media hated him because how dare he understand gamers and speak their language and do things with them. Oh, the horror. He's literally a Nazi. We must stop him. I wish I was joking. CD Projekt Red ended up firing him because the media basically circled wagons and demanded it. Otherwise, they were going to do everything in their power to shit on CD Projekt Red. And for as much power and influence as we attribute to CD Projekt Red, right now, they are still, by all standards, a smaller independent studio. Even though they have GOG, even though they've released some of the most successful games in the gaming industry, they are still a smaller independent studio by a lot of standards. They're not indie, but they aren't an EA or an Activision or any of those big boys that can handle themselves. So I get why they fired him. But at the same time, this is one of the few good ones, and they got rid of him for being one of the good ones, effectively. And the ones that are terrible, they won't, typically because they're sleeping with someone in the studio. I've noticed that's another common trend with these horrible community managers. They're usually fucking someone. We find this out months later, usually after they're gone, but that almost on a one-to-one. If you have a horrible community manager, they're fucking someone in the studio. Nepotism, incompetence, idiocy, demanding that censorship happen and the games fit their view rather than the gamer's view. Why does this position exist? What purpose does it serve? Everybody hates these people. This is almost a universal in video games. You ask any random gamer, they will tell what their position on community managers. They will probably tell you that they hate these fuckers. Why does this position exist? Why are they given so much influence? I know why, because again, nepotism and they're fucking someone. But from a realistic position, this position only exists to harm your company. They need to redo what a community manager is, or just get rid of them entirely. Because as it stands, over the last few years, community manager has become associated with the great censor, the great changer, the great destroyer of the video game. That is not a good image for your company, for your position. Something needs to be done to fix that, or, as I said, just get rid of it entirely. Nothing will be lost. I'm going to link to Arch's channel and a couple of videos that he did about this, just so that you can get a wider context of what community managers are like in this day and age. Because that's fun. It's the Math Machine complaining about basically jackasses on the internet. Must be a day ending in Y, huh? Peace out.